Sure, we're celebrating the biggest gain that we've had in 5 years. It's just terrific. I hope you take some of it to the bank. At the same time, we're not losing our caution, okay? We are not going to throw caution to the wind because that costs us a fortune. So we're still looking for good stocks with good dividends and good growth. What could be better than a stock with a great big dividend and high consistent earnings growth? I've been screening for these all my life. If we're talking about stocks, nothing beats that combo. But most people never thought it was possible to have these two things together. It's supposed to be the stuff that dreams are made of. It's the Maltese Falcon of equities. In fact, if you want that combination of high yield, high growth, I got one. I want you to look no further than World Wrestling Entertainment, WWE, a stock that we've been behind since this show started. In my eyes, this is an unsponsored and undiscovered diamond in the rough. I never heard anybody talk about it other than our show as a stock. Everybody talks about it as a TV show. I think many on Wall Street are ignoring this. Why? Because I think they're snobs. They don't watch WWE. Maybe they even look down on you when you watch it. Too bad for them. It's their loss. On Mad Money, we pay attention. We're up 13.8%, including dividends, since we got behind this one on October 19th of 2006. This is a stock with an 8% yield, a champion among yields by anyone's standards. It's got that high because WWE raised the dividend by 50%. That's 50, F-I-F-T-Y. We don't get those around here very often. On February 21st. Get this, here's a real twist. They didn't raise the dividend for members of the McMahon family who run the company. They boosted the dividend for you. Unbelievable. We got to find out why they did this. How about the growth? On February 12th, WWE reported a blowout quarter where they grew earnings at 36%. Revenues were up 23.2% year over year. No one believed in these guys except for you. Stock now trades at just 19 times the consensus earnings estimate for 2008. Despite growth nearly double that multiple in the last quarter, coupled with its huge dividend. How can they have both? Extremely loyal fan base, fabulous cable ratings, expanding globally. They love pro wrestling in Eastern Europe. Can they sustain it? I think so. Certainly Wall Street has consistently underestimated this one. None of the major firms cover it. Honestly, I look at WWE and sometimes I think maybe it's too good to be true. Dividend, altruistic dividend, growth, the fact that it's so overlooked, undercovered, unbelievable. Can a stock really be this good? How about we ask Linda McMahon, WWE's CEO, who must be doing a fabulous job going by WWE's results. Ms. McMahon, welcome to Mad Money. Great to see you.
How are you, Tim? Good to be here.
Thank you so much for making everybody who watches the show and believers money. And
yes.
You've just done a great job. But you got to tell, because look, Wall Street doesn't really cover you as much. What is it that made it so that your growth, what accelerated the growth year over year so much?
Well, I can tell you we're just having fantastic results as we expand internationally. I mean, that's one of our big growth areas. You know, for the quarter, we were up about 25% in our international growth. We want to continue that. We've just opened an office in Shanghai in July. We're in Tokyo. We opened an office in Sydney. We'll be opening an office in Sao Paulo. And, of course, we've had a base in London for quite a few years now. So international is a big story for us with our licensing, with our live event touring, with everything. It's a big growth area.
We have been saying that Central and Eastern Europe, you've already been there for a while. How's business there?
Actually, we're more Western Europe.
Okay.
More Western Europe. We're starting to make some inroads into Eastern Europe, but you know, really more Western Europe. I mean, our tour that's coming up in April, we're going to have 10 to 12 days of live events that are going to be in Spain, the UK, you know, all up and down, and we're just really excited about all that.
If you had to go back in time, are the people in these countries, I mean, some people feel, one of the reasons why I think your stock is consistently undervalued is people feel it's somewhat played out. You may disagree with this domestically. Is the fervor you see in Asia, in Europe, the way it was in this country 10 years ago?
Well, let me just take issue with one thing that you just said, and that is that our average live attendance here in the United States is also increasing and growing. So we're seeing that here in the United States, but also there are markets where we've never been before. I mean, if you look at Europe, but also we just, you know, had our first 2 events in Chile. Sold both events out. So we had a great Latin American...
You're selling these events out.
Yes, we are. And this was a nice Latin American swing for us, and it was just great. You know, we were in Ecuador, and we were in Mexico, and we were in Chile, and it was just great. Okay. So that's a whole new swing for us as well. So merchandise will follow that. The live event business is really good, and we'll just have all of those ancillary breakouts with all of our business units that we have here domestically.
Okay, tell me about the dividend boost and why you chose to do it in the uncharacteristic way that the McMahons do so many things.
Well, the McMahon family controls about 70% of the stock. And so how do we really reward those public shareholders that are not part of the McMahon family? So the dividend we boosted by 50% was for the public shareholders, not for the McMahon family. We had great cash flow. What this does on a split dividend basis is twofold. Rewards public shareholders, also then preserves cash so that we have cash for investment for our growth. So it's twofold. Rewarding the investors, hopefully get more investors in. We like long-term investors. We want you to come in, we want you to stay, we want you to be part of this stock. We don't want you to rent it.
Do you think, that's a great point because there's a lot of renting going on, do you think that I'm right at all that the undercoverage may have to be with the fact that Wall Street just doesn't recognize the product or doesn't watch it?
I think we're constantly trying to tell our story.
Right, okay.
Marketing, we constantly are marketing to Wall Street. We want to do a better job of doing that. But every time I go someplace and we tell our story and I meet with investor groups, wow, we didn't know that.
I know.
We didn't know you had live events, publishing, that you've got home video, that you do all of these entertainment properties, pay-per-view and everything, that this is really a great core media business, and I don't think that's looked at very often. So we have to get our story out there.
Okay, do you believe, I'm going to go back, you said that numbers have picked up in the U.S. Do you feel like that the U.S. is saturated at all, though?
No.
No?
Definitely not.
Where can you still go?
Oh, at live events, we're not selling out live events across the country all the time, right. So you always have that potential. There's leverage in our market in pay-per-view. Okay. Pay-per-view is a wonderful leverage business that we have.
No, it's fabulous.
It's just an incredible, and as pay-per-view technology is available around the world, you have that opportunity for continued growth there as well.
Okay, speak to me about your event coming up March 30th.
You mean that big WrestleMania event?
Yes.
WrestleMania 24 in Orlando in the Citrus Bowl.
We're sold out, you presume?
Yes, and we already are over 61,000 tickets, and we're already at about $5.5 million gross, which would be the largest if it stopped today. That's the largest gross we've had so far.
That's excellent.
And it's fantastic. But the good thing, WrestleMania comes into a town or a city like Orlando, we're going to bring about $30 million to the local economy, and that's based on third-party studies that we've had for past WrestleMania. So it's a wonderful thing for communities to come in and bid for WrestleManias as they are already for ones to come.
Okay, what I want to say to you is that the reason why I can get away with saying some nasty things about executives is because periodically there are people who just do nothing but make money for shareholders. Your dividend action shows me that is the exact opposite of what I watched in Congress last week with these guys brought down who destroyed value. The kind of attitude that you have toward individual shareholders is what we're talking about on Mad Money. I'm thrilled to have you. Thank you so much, Linda McMahon from WWE.
But I can't let you get away just yet. I've got a little gift for you too, Jim. Just one second. So, Jim, you happen to be
my style,
the champion of the small investor. So I am very happy to give you this belt. I'm just going to sling it over so you can just carry it.
You are terrific.
Like a champ.
You are terrific.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for making everybody money. Thank you. That's what matters to us.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.